In this tape, Care Personality Styles, Jerry Poor will introduce you to the 4 personality styles identified in the People Skills course: Cooperator, Analyzer, Regulator, and Energizer. His insights and humorous portrayals will help you recognize and understand your own personality style, as well as those of your clients, co-workers, and family members. As we learn more about each style, we begin to appreciate the differences and similarity in the people around us. Listen closely as Jerry gives clues about building rapport with clients based upon their personality style. Jerry will introduce us to the cooperator first. Cooperators are feeling and passive, concerned about people, concerned about feelings, patient, good listeners, not time-oriented, are not risk takers. Cooperators need to be accepted and liked.
Okay, let's take and understand the 4 personalities a little bit more. And so in order for you to understand that, I'd like to have someone come out and talk to you. And that'll be a cooperator. The cooperator is, you'll be able to very quickly recognize her. Like when you go up front, she really likes pink and lace. I love little lacy things. And this is my new pink scarf that I got. And I like for things to be really coordinated. You'll notice, like this is like a pink shawl. You know, I come in really 2 types. I come in what they call the pink lady, all right? And I come in the beige lady, all right? Sort of khaki, tan, beige. I like little flowery things. I like those little flowery dresses. I like that Laura Ashley puffy stuff. I like that, really nice, you know. Lacy things. Like if I'm wearing a business suit, you can see it's probably pink with little curved things, or I have like a little cameo up here. I have this one. See, I got this little pearl one. I really like that. And then, if I have a watch on, my watch is always a very sensible watch. I'm not sort of time-oriented, so I may not have one, but it's real sensible. Like I have this Timex on today. It's worked for years, and it keeps on lasting, you know, so I really like it. Let's see, jewelry, because, you know, since you're not going to be able to get them to take that profile, you'll have to have some clue. I mean, like if you see the pink lady sitting up there, you'll know that it's her, all right, from now on, you know. Earrings are a real important thing. These are my newest earrings. I like these earrings that have a heart and 2 crosses, you know, so I like jewelry that reflects warmth. These were my old earrings, but I thought they got a little bit too big. They were like 2 hearts. I had one over here, it was a heart. And it was just like, you know, but they got a little bit too big for me. I'm not real flashy or anything like that. Let's see, I come in 2 types. Let's see. Oh, I'm usually so traumatized, you know. That's the one type. I'm usually traumatized. I would have been on time to get here today, but what happened was someone called. And so then they were telling me about their problems. And so then what happens is, so I would listen to their problems and listen to their problems, and then I looked down at my Timex, and it was still ticking, and so I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do now? So I said, okay, well, you know, I couldn't really tell them that. I got to get off and get to the appointment. You know, I had to listen about their problems and help with that and go do all that stuff. So when I was running late, and so what I did was I stopped and got some cookies for you because I knew I was running late, and so I thought, well, I would go in and get you some cookies, and then you would be kinder to me, you know. But a lot of times what happened is they just say, give me them cookies and get back there, you're late, you know. See, then I'm more traumatized because I was traumatized about my friend, and, you know. I also come in a really nice type, sort of churchy. Okay, you know, like I got a new prayer, you know, it says, bless all beauty schools and cosmetology institutes and universities, and especially those that teach and those that learn, you know. And I really like that, you know, like I belong to the church social and I do all kind of church things. They always overload me. They'll call me on Friday night, say we need 49-pound cakes by Sunday, you know. And I don't want God to be mad with me or anything like that, you know. So, I mean, and so, yeah, let's see. Well, you know, one of the things that I really like, and I should share, there's so much to share with you about myself. You don't mind if I sit down? I'm sort of tired because I was so traumatized by all that stuff going on. So, okay, now if I'm sitting near a reception area, I'm usually reading a magazine like this. This is my favorite magazine. This is Southern Living. I saw one you have Pennsylvania Living, Ohio Living, you know. I really like this magazine because it has the three things that interest me. People, I really like people. I really love people. They're my favorite people, okay? And then I like decorating. I like little stuff around the house. So this one has the people, and it has about the house. And then the other thing is has some recipes in it, okay? So, and I can you know, bake a cake and do all of that stuff and decorate and talk about people, all of that. There was a real nice article about a lady in Pennsylvania that was here and in Ohio and different stuff like that. Oh, let's see, we're supposed to talk about this so we don't get a little bit confused here. The cooperator is outgoing and passive. So that means that she's very warm and friendly, but she gets things done by passive approach, a logical approach to life. Remember, she still gets jewelry, okay? Don't think that I don't have jewelry, okay? Cooperators are feeling and passive, and they're concerned about people, all right? They're concerned about feelings. They're patient and good listeners. They're not time-oriented. And remember, they still have the time X. It keeps ticking. But see, if someone's in a problem, if they're in a trauma, you can't be worried about the time, you see? And they're not risk takers. Like when I come into your salon, here's what I usually say. I don't know. Please help me. I don't know what do you think? When they say, what would you like to do with your hair, skin, or nails? I say, I don't know. A lot of times they'll say, look, lady, you had 6 weeks to wait on the appointment. You don't have a clue about what you want to do? Saying then I'm just traumatized more, you see. Cooperators need, and this is something that is very important, and I'll give you a little insight on myself, is they need to be liked and they need to be accepted, all right? Now, here's the best way to get me to change my hairstyle. I know that you're tired of my hairstyle. It's boring. I know I've worn it for a long time, but I'm just not the go-for-it girl. You can tell. I mean, I got the pink on. You could tell just by that. You know, you don't get the clippers out and say, let's go for it, baby. I'm like... So the easiest way to get me to change is to give me some ideas, give me some copies of stuff, and then what I'll do is I'll take them to church, and I'll let them, like, say, my church friends, and let them see what they like, and I'll go to all the girls in the office and see what they like, some of the guys, if I was looking at them, you know, and so then, and if they like it, then I'll be happy, you see? Now, if I'm really racy, like, say, okay, I'm going to get my hair cut short today, I don't care what anybody says, I got a backbone. Well, then what you got to do is give me ammunition, you see? So like when I go home, my husband says, boy, your hair looks like a boy. So when I have to say, oh, okay, well, when I put on my Victoria's Secret negligee, and I won't be looking like no boy. So, you have to remember, I'm not used to firing back, so I have to have ammunition, you see? So you want to make sure that. Now, let's see. I don't want you to think I'm weak, because really I'm what holds together everything. Okay, now let's take a project. Let's take a project. All right, let's say we're going to knock this wall out. Now watch what happens. Watch what the other three do. Here's what they say. Okay, the regulator says, okay, all of y'all get the buckets, let's go. So now what happens, the Energizer says, hey, wait a minute, who died and left you, boss? Well, now we have a fight, you see. We have something going on here. Now watch what happens this one. Now the analyzer says, with their pad and their pencil, say, wait a minute, we better measure and find out support walls. And we better call and see if there's any ordinances. And we need probably a permit. We may have to do some research. Now what happens, you see, then regulators say, look, we don't have time for no research. We need to get the thing done, get the stuff done. Now what happens, the Energizer says what? Oh, let's make curves and walls and like a surround. And let's paint over here. Let's do some stripes. Well, now we really have a problem, you see? Now watch what happens. Here's what the cooperator does. They save the world. They say, okay, look, you be in charge of the construction crew. You be in charge of artistic direction. You be in charge that these idiots don't let this wall fall down on us or violate any federal codes here. And what I'll do, I'll fix lunch.
Next, let's meet the analyzer. Analyzers are thinking and passive, factual, precise, methodical, not risk takers, not fast-paced. Analyzers need security, time to think, and facts to rely on.
I think we'll go on to the analyzer. Remember, they're both passive people, so we talk about the analyzer. The analyzer is reserved. Reserved was thinking and passive. So they have something in common in that they are both passive, but that's just about all that they have in common. Now, the analyzer is a little bit more precise. You'll notice that they have a watch, and their watch is the latest in digital technology, and they know how to program it, you see. Usually what happens, like sometimes the Energizer can steal that watch, but they won't know how to work it, you see. This is my new pocket protector. I like these. I think these pocket protectors are going to make a comeback. I really like them. You notice that I have an assortment of pens. I have 3 black pens and 2 red ones and a blue one. You never know when you'll need a blue one, okay? I had a pencil, but I lost it. There's a couple things you want to be in tune with is you'll notice that the analyzer speaks softly, and they're really not too showy. For example, sometimes people miss me as a friend, you know, but I'm really a great friend because I know that in your house, all the clocks and the VCR, they're blinking like 0, 0, 0 or 12, 12, 12. If you invite me over, I can fix that for you, you see? Like I can explain to you like what Dolby in your car radio means. I know some of you don't know that. You have it in there, but you don't understand what it is, all right? Let's take for a second, like some of my favorite magazines. This is my favorite magazine. If I'm sitting in your reception area, I'm real calm, you know? Like, for example, my wife asked me, she said, "What do you want for dinner?" Usually the way I answer questions is I just sort of look at them for a while, like. The reason being is because I'm thinking about, what did they just say to me? You see, like sometimes they'll run up to me and say something, I won't like understand what they're saying. Like if they come up and say, "What did you want to do with your hair, skin, and nails?" I'll be like, you know, like sometimes they do that in a restaurant. Or like my wife, she'll say, "What do you want for dinner?" And then I'll be going, okay, let's see. Because one of the things I always want to be is right. Okay, I like being right. And I do all the research to make sure that I'm always correct. And so what happens is I'll be thinking, now what does she really want me to say? Does she want me to say, "Let's eat leftovers"? I don't think so. She's probably saying, maybe she wants to go out to dinner. Now I'm thinking, like, I wonder if the money's in the budget to go out to dinner. So I'm thinking, like, what she's saying to me. Now she's saying, and this is what happens, is I usually don't buy any pies when they raise their voice. They usually say, "Honey, what were you thinking of doing for dinner?" You see, and then I just sort of freak out, and I usually say, "Oh, whatever." Or she'll get one of those like, "Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on." And usually then what I do is I just read my magazine, you see. And I'll just act like I didn't hear her, you see. I mean, she thinks I can't hear anyways, but I hear everything. See, I'm really good here. I'm really a great listener because I'm not always getting ready to talk. You see, I'm a non-talker. All those talkers, they just talk too much, you see. All right, now this is my favorite magazine, Computer Monthly Digest, all right? You can, like it has your like floppy disk and your hard drives and your soft whatever all in there. They're gonna come out with a new one, Cosmetology Computer Digest. I think that'll be nice, you know. Now, let's see. I told you I know how to do my watch. Oh, let's talk about if I'm a lady. Jewelry, the earrings will be purposeful, meaning that they have a purpose, you see. They won't be like warm, like you know, you saw that cooperator. She had all them hearts and crosses and stuff, but I don't mess with all that. Okay, I'm real, like I'm pretty much navy blue, khaki, tan, white, neutral colors, all right? I wouldn't be caught dead in pink, you know, I mean, so, the jewelry will usually match. Now, I can be sort of racy too, you know, I mean, I'm not just like a nerd. So, like, I can go out and, like, say, let's say I want to get a new dress, like maybe black and yellow polka dots, okay, because I'm going to a big thing. Well, you'll be able to tell I'm an analyzer because it'll be too coordinated. So I'll have black and yellow polka dot earrings, and black and yellow polka dot, and black and yellow polka dot, and black and yellow polka dot. See, it'll just be too coordinated. One time I met a lady, she had pearls and pearls and pearls and pearls, and I knew, I said, she's trying to be an energizer, but she's really an analyzer, because look, it's all perfectly matched. You see? So now let's talk a little bit about me. I'm thinking, and I'm passive, and I'm factual. All right, I'm precise. Now, watch this. If you are selling a shampoo to me, you could say, this is the shampoo that has the mucopolysaccharides attached to the lipids within the cortex structure to make the hair more pliable and more lipid. And I would say, okay, I'll take some. Because I would understand what you were just saying, you see? All right. I like for things to be broken down as how many cents per ounce. That's language that I understand. So like if you were saying that this is an 8-ounce shampoo and it costs $4, and in the 8-ounce shampoo there are 69,000 applications, it equates to 0.02 cents per application, I would think, oh, that's very nice. See, don't just give me the shampoo like, this is the newest one. Okay, like when you cut my hair, tell me why you're going to cut it and exactly how much you're going to cut off. All right, I'm always very punctual. Like if you tell me to come on 4 weeks, I will be there 3 weeks and 5 or 6 days. I will always be early. Oh, for example, like this. I'm usually married to a field person. So here's what happens. Like if we're going on a trip, like we were going on the trip to come up to here, let's say we're leaving Friday, I start packing on Wednesday. You see, and so I've got my Friday stuff there, Ziploc bags, jewelry in the Ziploc bags, shoes all coordinated, okay? Then I've got Thursday, I got everything, Ziploc bags, shoes coordinated, okay? Then Friday's outfit is going to be a combination of parts of Wednesdays and parts of Thursdays, and then Friday will be all coordinated. And so I'll have it all organized. And if we're leaving on Friday, I will usually put it in the suitcase Thursday night, and I'll be ready to go. Now, I'm usually married to an Energizer. Here's what she starts packing. We're leaving at 5, she starts packing 4:30. She gets the biggest old trunk down from the thing, and she's always what if. Like I need this, what if this, and what if this, and what if this, and I might need this outfit, and what if this. And so then I've got the like steamer trunk, my one little bag, I'm going on. Okay, I got her big steamer trunk, and now she's not finished yet. We have to stop at the 7-Eleven and get something. We got to get pantyhose over here, and then when we get to the airport, we still got to go to the gift shop. She got to pick up something, a gift for someone when we get there. You see, now you understand why I'm so quiet. I just want to be peaceful, left alone. All right, now, I am methodical. Again, I'm not a risk taker. I'm slow-paced. For example, remember that when you ask me a question, it takes me a little time to respond. So when you ask me the question, I say 1001, 1002, 1003. Sometimes it'll take like 12, 13 before I respond, because I'm thinking like what? What'd she just say to me? What am I going to respond? All right, now, I like security. And I need time to think, and I need facts to rely on, so that when we understand that, I need the facts to rely on. The way that you get me to change a hairstyle is very similar to the cooperator. You give me pictures to take home and think about. Now, one of the things you have to remember is you have to give me a deadline, because what happens is I'll just keep thinking about it. You see? And I'll just get some more research, and I'll just be thinking about it, okay? So you have to give me the why. You might want to say you realize that hair for men is now shorter in the front and longer in the back, or longer in the front, shorter in the back, to go with your outfits, all right? And then you'll understand that. And remember, I might have clothes for several years, all right? I wear like accountant sort of clothes or sensible clothes. Like I like those suits like two for the price of one suits. They're very practical, you know. I like coordinates, things that go with other things. And so if you give me the pictures, I take them home and I think about it. Then I come back with the deadline and then I decide. Oh, one of the things you have to remember though is I still maybe get the polka dotted dress. So sometimes in the middle of it, I'll say, well, I've been thinking about it. Maybe I'll get my hair cut short. Usually they'll give it one of those, you see, because they didn't give me time to think about it. So oftentimes what happens is that I really like all of the people, and they just have to sometimes give me time to think about it. Oh, one thing, don't forget, I really could be your really good friend. All you have to do is ask me over, and I'll fix your VCR. Thanks.
Now brace yourself for the regulator. Regulators are independent and assertive, cool and in control, take charge types, doers. Regulators need to run the show, to dominate, to win.
Now let's talk about the regulator. The regulator is the take charge sort of guy and really makes mistakes. So we'll get that straight right from the very beginning. Now, I want to make sure that we have everything very clear. I play by the rules, strictly business. I got a new watch I want to show you. My new watch is Rolex. I like that. I have a Rolex, or sometimes I have that nuggety gold thing. Sometimes I have like Mr. T starter kit, you know, with gold chains growing up there. I like anything that reflects power. My favorite colors are black and white. I'm pretty much black or white. She knew the rule. I like royal colors. Like I like ruby red and emerald green. I would never be caught in any of that pink or powder blue or anything like that. I like if I'm wearing a dress, I like to walk in there just like they know that's a red dress or royal blue or something like that. Let's see, my philosophy on jewelry. If I'm a woman, my philosophy on jewelry is one real something is better than all the rest of that junk all the rest of you wear. Like one real diamond, two would be good if you had it for earrings, real big ones. I like that. I always go for metals and stones. So like depending on my economic level, I started out with pewter, then I graduated to silver, now I'm into gold and platinum. And I like emeralds and rubies and real stuff, all right? I would never wear paper mache or plastic or any of that. I would never mix that up. You'll notice the Energizer, she will mix that up. Like she'll wear paper mache with real stuff, and I would never do that. I'm pretty much a take charge type, so most people are thankful that I'm there, because the ship would sink without me. I mean, you know, I'm the one that gets the job done. You know, sure, I mean, yeah, maybe one of my weaknesses, you know, it's hard to admit my weaknesses, but maybe one of my weaknesses is that I do it without feeling. Well, so I still got the job done, you know. Let's talk about me. My favorite things to talk about are me and my family and my job. Actually, my job is my hobby. That's the only hobby I have, is my job. Usually I walk in and say, look, we're going to get along just fine if you do what I tell you. I like to have a haircut that's real short and clean and shows power. All of my clothing is power dressing, all right? Like I like labels so that you can see them, like Gucci, Smoochie, Poochie. I like them all. You know, I like Anne Klein shoes so that you can see that. I don't mind all that just in one direction, you know, so you can see all of that. I have very clean-cut lines, and you know, I like when people roll out the red carpet and treat me special. I am special. So let's talk a little bit about myself. I'm reserved. Remember, that's thinking. And I'm assertive. Regulators are independent and assertive, meaning that I don't need to do a project with someone else. I can get the job done myself. In fact, a lot of times, it's better if you just give me the job. I'll get it done. You know, I am cool and in control. A lot of times, remember I told you in the beginning, a lot of times people misinterpret this as cold. But I'm not really cold. I'm just cool. I'm just checking you out. You see, like when I go to the doctor, I say, look, here's the deal. You touch what you got to touch when I tell you to touch it. And don't you start until I tell you ready, set, go. Now, I'm a take charge type, and I get everything done. I'm a doer, I'm a mover, I'm a shaker. I mean, I'm the person that gets it all done. Regulators need to run the show. I love that. I mean, just put me in charge of something. I'll get it done. I can get people motivated. I can get them. They're usually motivated from fear. So, you know, I mean, so what if they're motivated from fear? Their job will be done. Now, let's see. If I'm sitting up front, you'll know that a lot of people are afraid of me. Like, for example, I know that those of you that are in the hair business, you oftentimes run late. You see, the best thing to do would be to honor my time. Like, say, I tried to call you before you left the office, but you were unable to be reached, and so you're already in there, and I didn't have your car phone number. So is there something that you have else planned to do in this area? All right, so that would be a very good way to address the situation. Usually I say, no, I brought work. I know how you people are. I usually have things planned. For example, I'm a list maker. Like if I'm going over to the cosmetologist, I'll be going there, and then I'll have to pick up the dry cleaning, which is in that same area. And then and it will all be numbered so that it's all in order, so that I have it in geographic locations. So that, like for example, you know the Energizer, you could see what she would be doing. Like she'd be uptown 1 minute, downtown, over. I would never operate like that. I like to dominate, and I like to win. In fact, I don't even play any games if I can't win. You know, I just check it out first, see if I can win. If I can win, then I'll go for it. If not, it's not my sport. It's not my sport. Now, for example, here's what happened. I am goal-driven, so I will finish something if it kills me. Like this one time I took up needlepoint, and I hated it. But I wasn't going to let anybody know. I finished that thing, and I had it framed, and I gave it to my mother. And I told her she better display it in an honorable place. See, Energizer, I took the class with the Energizer. You know what she did? She threw the thing away. She said, that's not any fun. Just throw it away. I wouldn't have done that. I would have died before I'd have thrown that away. I'd have had that thing finished. Now, if I sit in your reception area, I'm usually going to read, like I like this magazine, Working Woman. I like that. Black Entrepreneur, Inc., you know, all of those powerful magazines. I usually enjoy things that are powerful. I like to be able to walk in. For example, like I might walk in the salon and say, look, I need a haircut, short, smart, because I'm vice president of the bank, and I need to look important. Oh, a lot of people think I don't have any feelings, but I do. I really am very caring, and you know, but I just am matter of fact. So I'll say, okay, well, someone died. Well, let's just get on with life. You can't be wasting your life. You got to get on with life. Let's go. Sometimes people don't understand me that well because I'm sort of cold, and I just have this outer shell. You know, I don't let very many people in. And if I do, then I have to make sure that they understand the terms. You know, so it's like if I'm going to let them inside, they have to really understand the terms. I am strictly business. And so I get things done on time and very factual. I'm always early, and I never arrive late. I think one time I did arrive late, but I remember it was someone else's fault. Let's see what else I can tell you about myself. Because I am actually really my favorite person. One thing I do have a weakness of is admitting mistakes. And so like when I make a mistake, I usually just like slough it off, and you know, I don't go in and own up to it like some people. I usually get things done in a very organized manner. So I have goals, and I have plans, and I have deadlines, and I expect everybody to live up to those goals and those plans and those deadlines. For example, when I went to this hotel one time, I went into the hotel, and we had the whole group with us, and I was in charge, you know. I was in charge of getting everything all organized. So they put me in the room, and my room was dirty. So right away, I'm the take charge type. So I said, okay, you, and you, get my bags. So they had to get my bags, and we went back down, and I said, are you the manager? And they said, yeah, we're the manager. I said, my room is dirty. We're not staying here. They said, oh, calm down a little bit. Calm down. So they said, we'll get you another room. And so they went, and they said, we'll get you another room. And so I went up to the other room. Guess what? It was dirty, too. Now, if you want to make sure that you understand what to do, is roll out the red carpet for me at that point. When you ever have a service delivery problem, roll out the red carpet. So they said, I told everybody, I said, get on the bus. We're leaving. And they were like, oh, we're leaving. We wanted to have our Christmas party. And I said, I don't care if it's Christmas. Get on the bus. We're leaving. They said, and the hotel manager was very smart. You know what he said? Well, let's do this. Let's put you in the suite. And so they put me in the suite, and it was lovely. And so when I go back, I don't ever discuss those personal problems. I just say, you need to go back to that hotel because it's really nice, and you might get to stay in the suite. I got to stay in the suite. You see? So whenever you have a problem with me, roll out the red carpet. For example, like if there's a problem, like if you cut my hair too short, I might say, okay, you cut it too short. Now let's cut it shorter. All right? Or if the color is wrong, I might say, okay, it's red. I think we should make it redder. All right? So don't be afraid of me. I'll answer the problem for you. Let me answer the problem, and I'll be able to get it done. Oh, remember, I can be your good friend because I'm good at referral. Usually I go back to the bank and say, now you and you and you don't look too good. You need to go to that guy. So I'm very, very helpful in that way, and I can build your business. So just remember that be on time, be punctual, and get me in and out. Business as usual. Thank you.
Last but not least is the Energizer. Energizers are expressive and assertive, the life of the party, born to convince and inspire others. Energizers need to be admired and appreciated. Excitement, change, lots of activity.
The last one is the Energizer. Those of you that are Energizers, I know you've been very patient because you usually like to be first. We understand that. The Energizer is the person who they like whatever's in. I mean, they like you notice what is really in now, that leopard print stuff. But now in the 90s, you can't wear any like the caveman. You could wear that fur, but you can't get away with any more animals now. So she likes whatever's in. It doesn't matter. Like if mini skirts come in and her body's not so mini, she's going to get one. It doesn't matter. Okay. So. None of this, like I went to this salon, they had this color coding thing. They were like, mustard was in, and I was getting me a mustard outfit. They said, your skin is yellow. You won't be able to wear that. I said, forget that. I'm getting one. You see? So whatever's in. I mean, like I like this is, flowers are in. I wouldn't have them little. I wouldn't have those little flowers like that cooperator. She's got them little dainty ones like that. I wouldn't have that. All right, now let's talk about my watch. Here's what my philosophy on a watch is. Watch is a piece of jewelry, okay? The bigger the better. I like them like with stuff floating around, goldfish stones, scissors, all right? The crucial thing you have to remember is it doesn't have to work, okay? It can just be there. It doesn't have to work. It's just a piece of jewelry. I mean, it doesn't need to work. Some of you probably have it right now. It doesn't work. It just put it on this morning because you don't need it. Oh, I forgot my dress here. Let's see. Okay. Now let's talk for a second about, I know I appear unorganized. And usually I am, okay? But the most important thing you have to remember is that on 2, I am the life of the party. It does not start until I get there, okay? So let's take a look for a second. I got a new hat. I had this hat. It was black and red. Remember when black and red was in? That was really in, okay? Some of you know that, okay? But then now this American thing is really big now, this whole American thing. So I got this hat, and I had it done. And I was a guest in Washington, D.C. with my new hat. No, let's see. Okay, this is my person. Now, I know some of you are thinking, like, why does he have a purse like that? He's so unorganized. Why would he have a see-through purse? All right, this is like, look at this earring. This is my favorite earring. Let me tell you what happened. I lost the other one like this, so I'm still saving it. I lost the other one, but so if you see this, then you'll know that I have it, okay? Here's my philosophy on jewelry. The bigger, the better. The more, the better. Put it all on. See, I like to put it all on. This is like, I'm a real cause-y type person. Like I got all these for all the causes. Like I got them for breast cancer and for the AIDS people and Save the Whales and all kind of stuff. I mean, I've got them all around here. Oh, let's see. I just wear myself out. Oh, I know I got here a little late. Usually I'm a little late. Like here's the story on the little late. There are really 69 minutes in each hour, okay? And if I'm within the 10-minute range, then I'm on time. All right, so I know that. And okay, well, I really live life like this in these rose-colored glasses. It's really nice. Let's see, some more jewelry. I love jewelry. Let's see. The reason I was late is not because I have disregard of time. First of all, my watch doesn't work, okay? The second thing is I've got bigger things to do than be on time. For example, I had to go save some whales and save a few people, save a few souls, motivate some people. They were not motivated, so I had to stop by and motivate them and get there. And so I was late. I just happened to discover that I was late. Now, let's see. Let's talk a little bit about myself. I don't know how much time I have because it doesn't work. So Energizers are expressive and assertive. They're the life of the party. Okay, I mean, the party doesn't even begin. Oh, I know. I think some of you think that you don't look like this, okay, but you scored high on E. That's why. This is the reason. Is because you have chameleon clothes. All right, meaning this, you have your going to the bank clothes, you have your going to your church clothes, you have your going out to disco clothes. You have chameleon clothes. Like, you may not always dress like this. Sometimes you do, you see, but you have chameleon clothes. But remember, what happens is, remember we talked about the analyzer. They're going to be too organized. The energizer cannot get it all together. Like, when they reach out their hand, they're going to have that watch on that doesn't work, you see, or they're going to have some kind of funky socks on. Or if they don't have that, you know that they have some kind of weird underwear, like leopard or something on, you see. You have to keep remembering that. So I don't always look like this, you see. I may not always look like this. Now remember, I'm born to convince and inspire people. That's my goal. I've got everybody all motivated up. It don't matter like if they're on time or if they're doing their job, as long as they're motivated, okay? Now, I'm outgoing and I'm creative. I'm not time structured, and I'm not goal directed. Now remember, I have goals. But remember, I took that needlepoint course? That was boring. I didn't want to do that anymore. So it's not a goal anymore. It's done. I don't need that anymore. See, like I'm sort of excessive person. Like, when I'm churchy, I'm churchy. Like, when I'm into jogging, I'm jogging all the time. Like, when I'm into dieting, I'm dieting all the time. When I'm into drinking, I'm really drinking. You know, I mean, like, you know, whatever it is, I'm just into it. You know, I mean, like, I just love it. I'm just like my whole life is that. Okay, now, energizers need to be admired. I'm a little bit like that regulator. I like to be admired, but you can tell I'm not anything really like her. Okay, and then I like to be appreciated. I like excitement. I like everything exciting. Like, I like change. All right. For example, if I come to you as a cosmetologist, what I want you to say to me is, this is the newest thing. This is the newest thing for you. I don't want to go to garden club with my new hat on, a garden club, and be hearing about someone else new about new before me. See, I want to be telling them what's new. Like, if they're cutting hair with the weed eater, then I'm going to go and get it. All right? And if you don't give it to me, then I'm going to get it sometimes across town. You see, I'll have to go over there, check it out, and then come back and tell you about it. All right. Now, I also like change. All right. So when I come in, change. Oh, I forgot I better let you in on something. I don't hear well. The reason I don't hear well is because I'm getting ready to talk. So what you want to do is this. Remember that when I say I like the hair purple, you better be show and tell. You better show me what purple is. Because see, I'll say, my God, it's purple. And you say, well, that's what I thought you wanted, or red, or whatever. So make sure that you show me. I'm visual. Okay, I like visual. Remember, I was the one that said, let's like knock down the wall and put curves in it. All right? I didn't know about like if there were 2x4s in there. That wasn't important, you see. I just wanted to make it creative and expressive. All right, I like lots of activity. All right? Now, if you're running late, here's a good thing to do with me. Do like bait and switch with me. For example, I know that I'm running late. I knew that you were 10 minutes late, so I was banking on that. But now I'm 20 minutes late, okay? So here's what you want to do. This is the newest makeup. Why don't you go up there and play with the newest makeup? And next thing I'll be doing, like I'll be saying, here's some makeup for you and for you. I'll be selling the makeup for you. Like, oh, this color would look good on you, okay? Now, don't overload me with facts, because that just drives me crazy. All right, like I went somewhere and they were telling me, this is the shampoo with the mucopolysaccharides attached to the lipids within the cortex structure. I was like, I just wanted them to tell me, this is for your hair, it's dry. Or this is for your hair, it's the newest one. Or I just went to New York and I was thinking of you and I brought this style book back to show you the newest styles. And this is what you need to do. Get the weed eater haircut. You see? Now, let's see. Oh, I don't know how much time I have because I don't have my watch on. My favorite colors, you can tell, are what's ever in. Okay? I don't care. Like, I probably don't wear powder blue unless it comes in, then I'll have to get some. But it would be rough for me. Okay? But I would probably like dress it up so it would be fine. You know? I really like people to be excited about life, you see? So, I mean, I like for them to enjoy themselves and live it up. You know, life's a party. You know, you might miss it. Some people are so serious about stuff, you know. Like favorite magazines, I like things like People magazine. I like all kind of stuff like that, change and exciting things. Let's see what else I might tell you about myself. Oh, I do lack some things. I lack organizational skills, but I can acquire those, you see. Or like if I have organizational skills, that might be because my secondary trait is regulator or something like that. keep me in mind whenever you see me. You might be sitting in your front reception area, and you'll know that I like change and excitement. And don't load me down with facts. Just give me some information. Tell me it's the newest or the greatest. Roll out the red carpet. I like that too. I sort of like to feel important like the regulator, so you might work that sometimes. Well, I guess that's about all I have. I think my goldfish are floating around in my watch, and I better go now. Thank you.
Now that you have a more complete understanding of each of the 4 personality styles, Jerry explains how to apply that knowledge to achieve successful client communication.
All right, now we want to try to put the people skills information to use in maybe giving a client a consultation for a hair, skin, or nail service so that we can understand how to better communicate with that client. If you weren't using this as a cosmetologist, you would be looking to how to better communicate with the client that you're about to talk to or interview or whatever the given situation is. So let's recap what we've learned so far. In the cooperator, what we want to do is be friendly but firm. Remember that she has a difficult time making the decision. So oftentimes her response when we say, what were you feeling like doing? She would say, I don't know, what do you think? So we'll need to direct her in a direction. We don't want to be pushy or be perceived as pushy, but we want to be firm. So we want to say to her, we wouldn't, like if she says, I don't know, what do you think? We wouldn't give her back like, well, I don't know, what do you think? See, so we would want to suggest styles or a choice so that we can put her in the right direction. Suggest styles that show warmth and reflect that warm, caring person that you met a little while ago. So that remembering that it's important for her friends to like the hairstyle and her family and those people surrounded by her. So that's how we would help that person. And that was also how we would apply the law of requisite variety, meaning now that we know more about that person, we can direct them through a style choice. Analyzer, we don't want to rush. Remember, when we ask them the question, we're going to be saying, what were you thinking of doing, or would you like for me to create a plan, or any kind of think words. And then we'll be waiting for their response. Okay, we won't be doing like the one guy said to you, what his wife says, come on, come on, come on, come on. We'll be waiting for the response and helping them. Offer facts, so that we might want to offer a fact such as things have changed, or for your jaw structure, or for your facial structure, or something like that that they can understand. And don't touch more than necessary. Remember that when we go up to in the front in the greeting, they really do want us to not touch them until we say it's okay. The regulator, don't control or manipulate. And remember, be business-like and professional. And this is the person that oftentimes we have the most difficult time dealing with, but we should approach this person very friendly, because remember, they're very logical and they're very sensible. So what we do with them is give them the options and let them decide. So we'll give them our professional opinion and let them decide. Remember that we know that they're assertive, so they're used to asking for everything that they want. And then they will make the compromise. We don't have to make the compromise for them. We'll say, you may have this, but it's going to take a little more time. And then they will decide that. You know, maybe you'll have to cut it shorter or leave it longer for your time schedule. And we let them decide that. So we don't manipulate them. We give them the options as we see it as a professional. Then we let them decide. All right. And then the energizer, we be appreciative and approving. Remember, one of the things that we learned from Junior about this person when Junior went to the candy store. Remember, the mom said, you know, you might be a little bit over your fat grams today. Remember that? Was that what we want to do is approach undesirable behaviors in a non-critical way. So we don't want to say, you know, well, your yellow skin, that's never going to go with this hair. You know, we want to understand that so we can direct them in a certain way. Even in wardrobing, we might say, because we know that they're going to get whatever's in, but we might say, you know, that mustard color would look better, would look really great, because they understand that, with maybe a purple scarf or something like that. So now it changes the whole thing, and now they're like, oh yeah, I never thought of it like that. Okay, so that's how we're going to use the people skills to be able to work through a system that will help us with getting the best out of the service delivery that we're going to give to the client.
Jerry concludes with this exercise on language shifting. Language shifting is choosing your vocabulary, volume, speed, and tone based upon your listener. Remember that verbal communication is 50% content which are the words we choose, and 50% feeling. Feeling is reflected in the volume, speed, and tone of your voice.
So that we can sort of see how well we did on getting all of the understanding about the people, let's use an example and let's see if we can understand a little bit more about the people in an exercise. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to say, I'll read the exercise for you, and then we'll see if you are thinking differently or understand a little bit differently. You are running 20 minutes late, and you have to tell the client in a way that helps him accept the delay without becoming upset. So you're the service provider, say you're the cosmetologist or the nail technician or the esthetician, and the client is now up front. So let's talk about, first, see if we can think about the cooperator. Now the cooperator, the voice volume that you would use would be what? What do you think? Remember the pink lady, so what? Soft, okay, great. And the speed? Slow, okay, so you talk to her slower, so I'm not going to rush up there. And the tone? Friendly, caring, some of those kind of words, okay? And what kind of words are we going to use? Say what? Feeling words, okay? Caring words, friendly things. We might want to bring her back with us, you know, and say, you know, why don't you come on back and we'll get you some coffee, or we'll do nice gestures like that to her, all right? So it's a little bit different approach than we use for some. But let's see how we do with the analyzer. Analyzer volume? Soft or low, okay? How about the speed? Slow, because remember they're thinking about what we're saying. And then the tone? Quiet, monotone, sort of not a whole bunch of feeling in there. They don't want to know, like, the reason you're running late is because Aunt Minnie's dog died earlier this morning, right? They want to know, like, what's the situation? And then what kind of words? Factual. So they might want to we might say, I'm running exactly 13 minutes behind. And do you have something that you need to do for those 13 minutes? Because I know they're pre-planned. I know they have a list, right, of things they need to do in that area. They might say, yes, you'll be ready in 13 minutes. I'll go and get my lunch and come back, right? Or they might say what? I brought my computer monthly digest, and I'll just read that, and so it will be 13 minutes, all right? Now let's see about the regulator. You're running 20 minutes late. The volume for the regulator would be loud or strong or confident or firm, okay? Then the speed, fast, sort of fast and to the point, right? Okay, tone. Again, what? Strong, confident, not so much feeling, more factual, more thinking approach. How about the words to her? Could they be like the analyzers? That approach will work there. What else do you know about her? What did she tell you when she went to the hotel? What? Roll out the red carpet. So we could honor her time, and this would be maybe something that we could give a complimentary service, or this would be an excellent time to get your hair conditioned because I know that you have to get a perm next week, or I know that you're in a rush. And when I honor her time, I might say to her, do you need to use the phone to call ahead to let them know that you're running a little bit late? I would always use specific times with her. For example, I'm running 12 minutes late, or I'm running 13 minutes late. I hope that won't inconvenience your schedule, all right? Then with the Energizer, you're running 20 minutes late. First of all, we know what? She's 9 minutes late, okay? So we're hoping for that. But then when she runs in, she's expecting us to be ready, okay? So now we have to tell her, so what's the volume? Hi, yeah, hi. You know, like we might want to drink a cup of coffee before she gets there, right? Okay. Speed, fast tone, exciting, energetic, okay? And then what words are we going to say to her? We're not going to say like, oh, I was here and you are not, now you are here and I am not, right? We're not going to say that, right? You're 10 minutes late, but I'm 20 minutes late, right? What are we going to say? Something new, yeah. We might even use bait and switch on her. For example, like, I'm running 10 minutes late, but let me show you this new makeup. I was thinking about you, and show her the new makeup. Or show her the new book, something caring. Or what else? Like the regulator, what? Roll out the red carpet for her again, yeah. So sounds like you have a better understanding, a more thinking attitude about the people skills today. I hope that you have really enjoyed this. It's been my pleasure being here, and I hope that you remember one thing. Don't forget, whenever you're having a problem, just look at the person and say, love you. Thank you very much.
Here is how our audience completed this exercise. Refer to Chapter 10 in the People Skills Coursebook for additional exercises on language shifting. People Skills, your guide to salon success, recognizes that the hair, skin, and nail business is both a people and service business. You have now watched an overview of Part 1, People. Refer to the coursebook to complete Part 2, Service. Enhancing both your people and service skills will help you achieve greater professional and personal growth.